Hello guys, welcome again. So in last class we have seen so far we have cleared our CLI, the file system, how user groups and file inode works, what are the Vim editor, how you can edit your file, and how you can then filter out from that file. In the last we have seen the grep, right? And what are the cell variables we have already seen. So according to our notes, our next class will be kind of find and locate command we need to see, right? But before that, I got a question, right? Like we have discussed so many things. We have discussed multiple commands and we can do many things, right? But what about if you don't remember any kind of flag and you don't have any kind of internet access as well? So in that scenario, how we can take, right? So Linux itself will give you a kind of help, something called manual pages, right? And there is a something called man, right? So man does what? Man is a manual page utilities which will give you, okay, what man is, how you can do, right? Manual is something whenever you buy when any product, right? So when you unpack this, so definitely you will find some kind of booklet, manual steps or something. So what that tells about, it is telling that okay how you can use that product. It is telling how you can get the support, how you can install and many things, right? Similarly, in the Linux also we have these manuals. And these manuals is about what? These manuals is about our utilities, about our binaries, about our what you call it commands, right? So let's say I wanted to learn about ls, right? So ls is a list directory content. And what other option we can see? Hyphen a. Do not ignore entries starting with dot. Dot is a hidden file in the Linux, right? Let's say if I just wanted to run ls, or maybe I'll go to this ls. Now you can see and ls hyphen a. Can you see the difference? So hyphen a is something, it is printing the everything, right? So that is what it is giving me. Now you can see that there are multiple options. R is for recursive. X is just to list entries by lines instead of by column. So whenever you need, right? So you can go and you can look for those, right? So this is something because you cannot remember each and everything, each and every command, right? So apart from that, if you have seen this, right? We have that man hyphen k, which will give you a keyword like for a particular keyword. If you're looking, is there any manual entries for that? I will show you the example of this, right? But before that, I am interested in this, right? We have kind of 8 sections for the manual, right? But generally we deal with the number 1, number 5, and number 8. Number 1 talks about the shell command, means the user's manual, how you can that the basic information of that particular binary or the utility, how that particular is working, right? Number 5 is talking about that some configuration file. Let's say if you have installed a Apache server or HTTPD server, we are going to do which in our next class or next in this going coming classes. But if we wanted to see, okay, whether how to use, whether is there any particular additional flag or maybe additional property we can put in the configuration file. So that talks about the manual 5, number 5 section. Number 8 is the system administrative command, right? If you wanted to use a particular command, right, with the root privilege. So what will be the impact of that particular command? So those stuff we can see with the 8 section, right? So let's say if I just talk about man hyphen k and pass wd. So here you can see hyphen k is what I'm saying is a keyword called pass wd. Just show me the all entries for this particular keyword. So here you can see we have the change password, we have the ch password, we have this fget password, g pass wd, right? L pass wd, pass wd, and we have this one. That means that it is a first section, right? That is it talk about. Then we have this SMB pass WD, right? So let's say if I am just go how to now the question is, by default, if you give, right, so you gonna land to the user utility, which is, you can see that section number 1, right? Updates user authentication tokens. Tokens is nothing in the Linux. Token is your password. And what else you can pass? You can see that you can pass the expire, you can pass the minimum days, you can pass the maximum days, warning days, right? So all these options you can uh, check what you can do, right? And remember, we have learned about the finding something, right? So the same way in the Vim editor we do, right? So here also we can do, let's say if you wanted to do something, let's say I want to search for the maximum, right? So you can see it has highlighted that maximum. Similarly, if you wanted to see for minimum, then you can just see it has highlighted the minimum, right? So if manual page is big enough and you want to, you cannot ignore or you cannot scroll from beginning to end, so simply go, and by default it will be supporting those vim command to find out, right? That forward slash and put your string and hit enter, it will highlight that particular keyword. If there are multiple strings, then you can use the n keyword to go to the next towards from top to bottom, and if you wanted to come from bottom to top, then you can use the shift n, which is a capital N, right? So that way. Now let's come back to main hyphen k pass wd, right? So we have seen that now man pass wd will take you to the section 1 by default, but how to access the other part of this, right? So for that we have the option called 1. Let's say I wanted to go with the 1, right? Now you can see again I'm in the same, which is a by default. Now, if I'm going to the 5, you can see that now I am in file formats manual and it is a section number 5. What it's talk about, the configuration, right? Remember, we have seen in the man versus man. So that was talking about this one. File format and convention like etc pass wd, or maybe your additional configuration file which you are looking for, right? And what you can define the name, passwd, uid, gid, gcos is nothing, the comment field, and then the directory and the shell, right? So all these, because what we can see in the, let's say, so because grep we have already learned now, so we will gonna use that. So now you can see that what it is talking about. The first is the name, second is your password. This is either encrypted user, an asterisk or this, right? See pwd conv 8 for an explanation of x, right? If you want to see what is this x means, so see how this much is helpful. Let's say man 8, and I'm gonna this, and now if you wanted to see what is this x, so definitely you will see somewhere this hyphen x. So that's how that you can scroll from your utility, right? And all this. Now this is what, right? But I wanted to show you something else, right? This option, right? Synopsis also is a very good thing, right? Because what it tells, right? What additional parameter, what additional flags it can, right? So this is telling in the square bracket, these are optional, right? You can give any option. What are those? Those, like you can give hyphen A, you can give hyphen capital A, you can give hyphen C, you can give hyphen D, and you can give the file as well, which is also optional, right? So this square bracket tells you whatever you are giving, right? Let's say if I'm using the ls, so ls is also working. If I'm going ls hyphen A, that is also working. If I am going ls hyphen etc, that is also working, right? So that's what it is synopsis is saying, and it is not only for the ls. It will mostly, you will find, let's say if I'm talking about the cron tab, so in cron tab also you can see that, right? This is something that you can see, right? And it can support this additional parameter as well, and these are wherever you can see this pipe symbol, that means that you can use either of them. You cannot use the all these parameter at once, right? So this is something that you need to uh, uh, tell, right? And maintains cron tab, right? So we'll talk about what is cron. Cron is nothing to schedule a job inside your Linux, right? Like for in your phone or maybe any other media or digital something, you are scheduling, you are putting an alarm clock, right? So it's same thing if you need to schedule inside the Linux at particular time you wanted to execute a backup script, right? So that your file system got be backed up somewhere. So how you can do? You can schedule. So you don't need to be on your computer or your own server. Automatically Linux will fire that backup script and your backup will be saved, right? So that is what that cron tab is. But we'll see what all's this. Let's say if I'm just using a pass WD, sometimes what is happening is here you can see it didn't require any additional flag or parameter. It can directly do its job, right? This is a pass WD. Let's say if I'm just using apart from cron tab, okay. Now you can see that what it is saying is uses error. Why? Because you cannot use cron tab like this. What you can do is you can either have to use this. You can see this these options, right? Then it is giving you this option. No worries, we will talk about what is cron tab and everything, but that's how that you can define all this stuff, right? Apart from that, what we can see, this is okay. Let's say grep. So grep is also saying uses grep, right? Try with this. This is a one more helpful for your right. If you wanted to take the help from the bash shell directly without any your manual pages, so what you can do, you can pass this dash dash help and it will show you okay what else additional options we have. So in the previous class we have seen that grep is supporting all these additional flag to manipulate the filter behavior, right? If you wanted to see okay what are those, so definitely you can see that with the help as well, or maybe you can go with the man grep, which will also give you the same thing, right? So that is the manual. One more thing, if you will try in your system, right? So maybe let me show you one quickly one thing first, and then maybe I will explain you. Let me log in and let me be root. Let's say now I am doing the same thing, man grep. Okay, it is doing me the same thing. But when I'm quitting, now you can see the difference, right? When I quit here, whatever the output of the man command, it was still on screen and it gave me the prompt. But in this, that is gone, right? So for that, if you remember in the last class, we have read about something called less. Somewhere I think. Here it is. You can see cell parameter. So what it is doing is it will help you to prevent the output from the screen with the less command, right? So less is also a command. So how you can do it? You can say export less and you can just say. Now if you go to the main grep, uh, values required hyphen x. What is this x? Okay, sorry, it is capital X. Okay. Now if you go to the main grep and you can see that I can scroll all this, but when I am quitting, this is again on screen. So that is how you can put this in your which file we have already discussed in your bash file, right? You can export this and by default it will be loaded once you log into your box. So it will not go away, right? So that will help you because without this, let's say if you are taking some example, right, and you wanted to check at the same time, so what you can do, you can take the privilege of this less, right, and it will be still on the screen, and then you can just type each and every stuff from here. All right, so that is what that manual pages in our Linux, right? Which is very, very helpful. So I thought let's discuss all these things for a time being because we wanted to go beyond with this, right? So that is that man about man. Okay. So we'll start our find and locate in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Please put me in the comment if you wanted to see in more details like how you can use this man or maybe what else you can do. All right, so I will meet you in the next video. Thank you guys.